Hello, Mouza Mazrouei and Mouza Al Zaabi, President and Vice President of the Korean Club at Zayed University. How are you guys doing today?
Well, I'm doing great. My name is Mouza Al Mazrouei. I'm the president of the Korean Club, and I'm doing great. What about you, Mouza Zaabi?
Hi everyone, my name is Mouza Al Zaabi. I'm the vice president. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
So I see we've united here for a topic that interests all of us, and that's all about Korean culture. So, guys, tell me about your first remembrance about loving Korean culture.
Okay, so my first remembrance would be um falling upon it due to my aunt's obsession and it being a trend in elder people at that time. It was, I think, during 2007, 2008. That is how I first came across Korean culture and Korean entertainment. What about you, Mouza Zabi?
So for me, it was in the summer vacation of 2017. Like I was bored at home, and I came across a post on Instagram reviewing the first or second episode of Korean drama. The drama was School 2017. So I got interested to watch something new. From there, I started watching Korean drama nonstop.
Oh, that's really great. So you guys go way back, with your love for Korean culture and dramas and music, I assume, right?
Yeah.
That's really interesting because I honestly just discovered it. So tell me a bit more about your club. What do you guys do in your Korean club?
So I usually use this phrase a lot, but um, it cannot basically summarize the Korean Club better. Basically, what the Zayed University Korean Club does is it bridges the bond between South Korea and the United Arab Emirates. We believe that we are the glue between both countries because we show our passion as Emirati students and we get Korean entities, both government and private, to be able to be showcased in our university, which is a government university, to ministers, to VIPs, and that way we bridge between both nations.
Wow, that's really interesting. Mouza Zabi, would you like to say something?
Yeah, we do many events to build the bridge between the two cultures. And we do interesting festivals. We host many important festivals with the Ministry of Culture and Youth, and we do many activities to our members.
I also read somewhere that the South Korean government took the initiative to introduce Korean language classes at your university.
Yes, honestly, we are honored. We cannot be any more grateful or appreciate such help from such initiatives.
Wow, so did you both take full advantage of it and learn Korean?
Well, I took advantage of the Korean Culture Center actually for around a period of 1.5 to 2 years. It is based in Abu Dhabi and it's very close to where I live. I have taken around 5 Korean language courses stemming from 2018, yeah. And I am currently taking Sejong 5, which is level 5 of the Korean language. What about you, Mouza Zaabi?
For me, I start learning the language last year by myself, but I'm planning also to join KCC, the Korean Culture Center, soon, inshallah.
Wow,
Inshallah.
that's really amazing. Inshallah, inshallah, yes. Mouza Al Mazrouei, I'm sure you already speak a lot of Korean by now. Can you say something in Korean for us?
Oh my God. I feel so nervous being put on the spot, but I just want to say 안녕하세요. 저는 모자 마즈로입니다. 만나서 반갑습니다. I guess that's all I can say. I'm too nervous.
Oh my God, that was amazing. I understood the hi, my name is Mouza Al Mazrouei. I understood that part. What about you, Mouza Zabi?
안녕하세요. 저는 모자입니다. 만나서 반갑습니다.
applauding like right now for you guys. That is so cool. And tell me, since you've watched so many dramas, which are your favorites?
Goblin.
Oh, you cannot ask such a question.
I'm sorry. I know it's really hard to pick, but I see Mouza Al Zaabi, you immediately picked Goblin.
Yeah, I cried for 2 days after watching
Oh
that.
my God.
So what
Oh,
about you, Mouza Al Mazrouei? Come on. Let me know which is your favorite.
Okay, so one that I always go to and it never fails to make me smile is Strong Woman Do Bong Soon. I can't like not fangirl about this drama. Have you guys watched it?
Yeah.
I haven't, sadly.
You should. It's all about, I mean, in my eyes, it talks about like woman power since she's very strong, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. And then I remember seeing a clip of Mouza Zaabi film recording one of like the intense scenes, and I think she was like fangirling and crying at the same time as much as I was. Mouza, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
have
God,
to
now
watch
I
it.
really feel like watching it, yes. The thing is, I kind of loved weightlifting Fairy Kimbok and I was having this sort of hangover with it. And then a lot of my friends suggested I watch Strong Woman, the Bong Soon. They said, it'll help you recover. You better watch it. But I don't know why I never picked it up. Now I really feel like watching it.
If you like comedy, then I'm pretty sure that you're going to like this, because I remember weightlifting fairy also relied on comedy as much as romance, so I'm pretty sure you're gonna like that. Also, if you liked suspense and like, I'm gonna say like, it's not true crime, but yeah, if you like true crime, if you like murder stuff, then you would like Strong Woman Do Bong Soon as well.
Ooh, it's got an interesting plot, I see. We have comedy, we have romance, now we have like um, crime and suspense. I like this. I'm intrigued. Sometimes when I watch Korean dramas, I think about, what are the chances that a story like this could be possible in real life? What do you guys think?
Oh, come on. It's fiction for a reason. It's been scripted, it's been planned for a very long time. There's no way that it could have more than an ounce of reality. What do you think, Moses Zabi?
I agree with you, Moses. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I know it's a bit, on the more fantastical side, something we know won't happen. But I've noticed that besides the, sort of far-fetched plots, which are very enjoyable, by the way, there are some things in it, like the values which we see. For example, like I've noticed that Korean dramas, emphasize on how they don't really emphasize, but it's visible um, on them exactly following their culture, respecting their elders, things like that. Have you guys also noticed this?
If it's about portraying culture, specifically in dramas such as, I mean, when you asked this question, I remembered the Reply 1997 and all of those dramas that portray um, the family dynamic and um, being family oriented. I believe, yes, they heavily portray like the respect elders and being family oriented, and that's very close to our culture actually as well. Mouza Zaabi, what do you think?
Yeah, there is a similarity between like the Korean and Emirati culture. For example, like the family, both culture respect the importance of family and especially like older people. So like many drama shows like how family is an important part and how they talk to older people with like respect.
And any other familiarities do you see, Mouza Al Mazrouei?
Other familiarities would be, let me think about it. They're how they cling to maybe traditions and norms. I mean, you would always see one scene where, or several scenes, and actually, it's also portrayed in English media. If you have watched To All the Boys I Loved before, I think that's,
Yes, I have.
yeah, it also signifies like that culture and like Koreans always going back to their traditions and norms.
Yeah, I agree with Moza. This
Ah,
point.
yes. That's great. So I was just thinking that despite the fact, that the Korean government took an initiative to spread their Korean culture all across the United Arab Emirates, do you think that it was this similarity in culture which made people, gravitate towards everything Korean?
Of course, 1000%. I mean, I think we gravitated towards it due to the fact that it was similar to our culture, number one. Number two, its uniqueness compared to Western entertainment and media. I think that's why we also gravitated towards it. But might I add, it's very clever of the Korean government to endorse such entertainment. And I mean, you can see its popularity with like BTS and Korean dramas and Korean beauty being the new like trend over Western entertainment.
Yes, exactly. So that's the thing. You see, I've been noticing that Korean culture and popular culture, TVs, dramas, music, all of that has picked up more speed than actually Western movies. Like it's like at the moment Hallyu is like taking over Hollywood. What do you think about that?
I mean, honestly, as a fan of the Hallyu wave, I love to see it because I believe Hallyu endorses more of a, if we're thinking about dramas, Hallyu endorses more of a, like a, how would I say it? Like media that portrays to every age. I mean, for Western entertainment, I feel like sometimes it gets explicit. So for us to be able to, for example, watch Korean dramas, and we can all agree that it is less explicit than Western entertainment, and I think that's why I like it because also falling under the Muslim community, we would like to watch things that are less explicit. If you understand what I mean.
Yes, I completely understand. I actually agree with you on that. Right. So now I wanted to ask you guys candidly, like honestly, tell me, why do you both think that besides everything that we've talked about so far, why do you think is the main reason that the Hallyu wave, the Korean wave has gained such popularity across the entire world?
I would say its uniqueness compared to Western entertainment. I mean, you can see it from the merchandise up till the concerts, like the continuous concerts all over the world and the fan meetings and the V lives and the amount of media that celebrities like Korean celebrities put out there. I mean, it endorses it to another level using social media, especially with such YouTube videos. I remember while BTS was getting like its popularity, while BTS were getting so much like attention, their YouTube videos were going viral. The YouTube videos that were filmed backstage or in practice rooms where they were goofing off. And that just comes to show us how celebrities are humans too and how we could, I mean, connect with them. And I think that's why it gained so much more popularity in a very quick period of time.
Yeah, and they have like their own style, their own unique style of music, and like music videos different than like any other like music.
Oh, that's great. I've heard that before as well. Everyone says that K-pop has like a greater depth to it than, ordinary like English music. Can you guys just let me know what this depth is? Because I still haven't listened to much of K-pop music.
I mean, with BTS, their songs about love yourself and all of that just endorses much deeper meaning than Western songs that generally talk about explicit things, to be honest. So I would understand why people would lean more to Korean songs. Um Especially, I would understand why adults and people of older age would also lean on Korean songs due to deeper meanings. And an example of that is Love Yourself, with the whole movement of Love Yourself with BTS.
Yeah, they have a message behind their music. They want to send a message.
And have you guys ever gone to a concert of any K-pop band or girl group that have come to the UAE?
Uh,
Mouza.
um, I'm I'm notorious for going there and having like situations happen to me. I once fainted. Um, I once won a meet and greet ticket to BTS for KCON. I won it. I didn't even buy it. I won the meet and greet ticket to meet BTS and get the
Are
sign.
lucky. Lucky.
But yeah, I think had my fair share of going to concerts. But Moza, you've also been.
But it's not like a real concert. It was exhibition.
Yeah, but you
It's
still,
it's fine. Soon, inshallah.
inshallah, after COVID, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, yes. After COVID, Mouza Al Zaabi, I'm rooting for you to actually go to a concert. And Mouza Mazrouei, so did you actually get to meet BTS?
Yes, I actually met them, and honestly, all I can say is that they're taller in person, and Namjoon is God. I don't even know what to say. He is so much prettier in person. Like, my first like impression of like BTS was damn like the camera does not do Namjoon justice. He is so much better and like prettier and more handsome in real life. So I hope each and every one of us can have an opportunity to meet them in real life because honestly, they look so much prettier in person.
I'm sure all the fans right now are really wishing that they got an opportunity like you, Mouza Mazrouei.
I mean, it's also might I add, it's also not fair that concerts are held less here. I wish they were held more so a lot of us can have the opportunity of meeting like more Korean celebrities. I mean, we are slowly gaining attraction and attention from Korean entertainment agencies. I remember the Super Junior and Twice concert. Both of them were going to happen, but due to COVID, it stopped. But I wish I just this is just in hopes of us getting more attention.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah, yes. I did see that during my research that, despite the fact that South Korea and UAE have like a good friendship dating from a long time ago, I felt like all of a sudden it was like on the surface. And once I noticed it, I could see it everywhere. Like, for example, Korean culture started spreading in the UAE, according to researchers, in 2013. But having talked to so many people by now, I've realized that 2013 might have been the government's initiative. But I know a lot of girls who started watching it much before that, like Korean dramas and listening to K-pop. 2009, like even you said Mouza Mazrouei, right? You said it.
I mean, yes, the first music video that actually left maybe I'd say a dent in my heart where I had to discover more was Big Bang's Haru Haru, which was literally like 12 years ago. So for an initiative to happen like after that, I mean, I'm always grateful for such initiatives, but I wish it happened like before that because it was trending between us and it was gaining popularity. But I think they needed time, the government needed time to understand that, well, there is an interest in this for them to fundamentally start something.
Also, the
Right.
Korean Club in Zayed University like started since 2008, long time ago.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. I'm sorry, I didn't know that. Also, since you mentioned that the Korean club started in 2008, can you guys tell me a bit more about the activities that you guys do at the club?
So for the activities that we do at the club, honestly, they either are based in Zayed University or the Korean Culture Center. They are a big um they have helped us a lot. They're a very big sponsor. And the kind of activities that we do is basically for the girls that are girls or sometimes the public that are interested in either Korean entertainment or culture. We try to do something that the girls like. Of course, we cater to our girls, Zayed University girls, before anything. They are our priority, and then to the public. Our festivities go from the Korean festival that we did, where we had VIP guests such as Her Excellency Noura Al Kaabi and His Excellency Park Young Woo to right now with COVID to Zoom meetings where we have, I mean, we play games to celebrating
Even
Solna.
we do collaboration with like Korean universities.
Exactly. Yeah, Moza, you can talk more about it.
We do like a collaboration with the SKKU, and we do like some activities with the girls. Like we do like Kahoot, and now because of the pandemic, our latest activities was with a Korean YouTuber called Rafiq. It was in Arabic because he learned the Arabic language, and we do it like from like 1 week ago, I think.
This is an actual proper culture exchange program while everyone's still at their homes through Zoom. That is really cool to hear. So I'm assuming you guys must have a lot of Korean friends.
Well, we do, but I mean, I wouldn't. They are friends, but we still have to maintain a professional sense with them
Yeah.
because first and foremost, we're representing not only the United Arab Emirates and Zayed University, but the Korean Club. And I mean, as much as we are fangirls and as much as we would like to be friends with everyone, we still have to maintain that professional aura.
Ah, yes. No, I completely understand what you mean. I have this question, but I do understand that you guys, you have a girls' university. I'm sure the boys' university is separate. But is it that the girls love K dramas and K-pop more than the boys, or am I just mistaken?
Honestly, Moses Abi, do you want to answer this or should I answer this?
You can go.
Okay, so I think that girls do have like are more interested in the Korean culture than guys, but that does not mean that guys are not interested either. I believe that many people are. I mean, there is a famous TikToker that's a guy who's also interested, but in the realms of Zayed University, the girls' side have a club, but the boys' side don't. So I don't know why they don't. Maybe it's they're not, maybe it's the reason that they're not interested, or maybe I can actually see like for guys Korean entertainment can be a bit of a taboo thing, and I wish it wasn't.
Also,
Mm,
the number of female students more than like male
exactly,
in our university.
exactly, so
Above,
there are
above 6,000 like female students and 800 like male students.
But why do you think? Why do you guys think there's a taboo with boys loving Korean culture?
I mean, we get to see the hate that a certain TikToker gets due to liking K-pop and Korean culture, and honestly, sometimes it breaks our heart because I mean, we all should like the things that we like, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I can understand why. I think guys, even if they like boys, even if they like Korean culture or like watching K dramas, they would be more tilted towards not accepting it. I understand that. I have a lot of friends who keep telling me that guys will openly admit that they watch anime, but
We have a Japanese club in the male side.
oh, that's great. Yeah, see, exactly. That's the point right there. They have a Japanese club, but they don't have a Korean club. Although I'm sure there are a lot of boys who probably love Korean culture.
Exactly, as you mentioned, boys might openly talk about anime, but they wouldn't openly talk about liking a Korean girl group or Korean dramas. And I don't blame them for not opening up. I mean, I believe it's still something that might be seen as taboo. I personally don't think so, and I don't think any other person in the Korean club thinks that these are taboo things to like. But I mean, and we've seen fanboys in concerts, but it's majority is, I mean, fangirls.
What do you, Mouza Zabi, what do you think can be done for boys to overcome this taboo?
Maybe we can like for our university, we can start with like the male side, like the president of like maybe Japanese club or any other club, and do a meeting and discuss if they really want to open like Korean club and be open about what they like or their interests.
Yeah, I think that would be great. What about you, Mouza Mazrouei? What do you think can be done?
I totally agree with what Mouza Zabi said about being open to, I mean, discussion and making another club in the male side to raise awareness about, I mean, being interested in Korean entertainment and culture. Yeah, it's more of spreading awareness that this is not a taboo. Um, to the point where, I mean, I really would honestly equate Korean culture and entertainment to Japanese culture and entertainment. Yes, I mean, the Korean entertainment does not have anime, and it can be a bridge to Korean entertainment and culture. I believe Mouza Al Zaabi was a fan of Japanese entertainment before Korean
I
entertainment.
used to watch anime a lot before.
I used to watch a lot of animes too, much before Korean dramas. And when I started watching Crash Landing on You, I couldn't help but think that the way they spoke sounded a lot like Japanese, because
Yeah.
Japan and Korea go way back, right? And so that was very interesting. Well, not included in the Korean drama thing, but Mouza Zabi, which is your favorite anime?
Attack on Titan, of course.
Oh, that's nice. I really liked. I watched the first season. Actually, never followed up. Never watched the second one. I don't know why. But my favorite is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
I don't know this anime already because I stopped like watching anime from like 2017.
Same, same. I do kind of like.
I
I don't know.
quit watching anime.
Really? Why? What happened? Why did you start
Don't
hating
know.
watching anime?
I don't know. When I start like watching K-drama, I don't have time to watch anime. Then like
So K dramas rule over all else.
yeah.
In and entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Um, okay, so I just want to know you guys, both of you, are your thoughts more on this? Like, what do you guys think about a whole, because the interesting thing of the fact that Korean culture is like replacing, not replacing, like it's gaining popularity, like it's gaining a lot of momentum. And the surprising thing is, people like researchers, are left scratching their heads because they're like, when English culture, like Hollywood, the sort of Western culture takes over, people understand that because a greater part of the world was colonized for a really long time. So that culture, like that residue still stays in the new generations. But the fact that Korean culture is just taking over just by their entertainment industry, what do you guys have to say about that?
Honestly, I believe that the Korean government has used the entertainment as a great tactic to endorse Korean culture. You cannot watch a Korean drama or listen to music without, I mean, Korean culture being there one way or another. Especially with the Reply 1990. God, there's so many. But with the Reply series, I mean, culture is thrown throughout it, and I mean, you cannot even watch a Korean drama without seeing what they eat. So yeah, I believe it's a great tactic. It's an amazing tactic, and of course it would be spreading because once you're addicted to a Korean drama, you're going to fall into another one, and it's
Yeah.
always addictive, and
And
then
I'm
you fall into the culture.
like as Moses said, Korean drama like have a unique character, so that's why people like enjoy watching K-dramas.
All right, exactly. I see what you guys mean. But do you think other countries, if they try to do the same thing with their cultures and their entertainment industry, do you think they would succeed?
I think they would succeed because I mean we have witnessed a lot of people starting to like anime and then falling deep in love with the Japanese culture. We have also seen other people that fell in love with like Turkish dramas and then started learning the Turkish language or started eating the Turkish food. So I think this is a great tactic of actually using entertainment in the means of endorsing your own culture.
Yeah, because people search for something like unique and something new to watch or something new to talk about.
Exactly.
Yes, that's what will help, the future generation, the generation that watches these dramas, to have that open-mindedness, that
They will build
acceptance of different
respect.
cultures.
They will build respect to each other.
Exactly, they will build respect. And then moving on from that, then did you guys ever want to go to South Korea?
I mean, I believe it is the dream of each and every Korean drama fan or K-pop fan.
Yeah, of course.
Well, Sam, I've only like been watching K-dramas for the past couple of months, but I too had this strong desire to go to South Korea someday. Well, that's I like how all us fans have like so much in common.
Yes, we do. We definitely do. And I mean, that is why I believe the Korean club or Korean clubs in general or Korean fans in general are very united in a sense because we really do share the same interests and the same passion in wanting to go to Korea, wanting to eat Korean food, wanting to watch a drama together, wanting to fangirl about like a certain K-pop song or your band. So yeah, I
Cool, but
love it.
yeah.
Honestly, I love it. Mouza Zaabi wanted to say something.
Oh no, no. I said like it's cool vibes. Like we enjoy some.
Cool.
Absolutely, the cool vibes. I really do enjoy those too. And then, have you guys ever tried cooking any Korean food at home?
I do cook tteokbokki here and there when I crave it.
When it's come to food, I'm like a picky person. I don't eat any type of meat or seafood, only chicken. But I tried the cheese tteokbokki and it's really good. I like it.
Well, that's amazing. I see everyone loves tteokbokki a lot
Yeah.
because whoever I've spoken to so far, that's the first thing they mention when I ask about Korean food. I think I'm missing out. I really need to go out and try some tteokbokki. I don't know how to. Wait, I should be cooking it at home like you guys do, right?
It's so good.
It really is so good.
Yeah.
Well,
We can
okay.
send you the recipes.
Yes, please, definitely, please do. Can you just let me know what exactly it is?
Okay, so Mosei, would you like to start?
You're fine, you can talk.
Okay, so tteokbokki are basically rice cakes that you basically boil and then you can add gochujang, which is red chili paste, as well as many other ingredients such as green onions, fish cake, um, onions, to make the traditional tteokbokki. But usually we like to go on the more trendy side and we add, I mean, the cheese and decorate it in a way where it suits more of our taste buds. But
Yeah.
but yeah, that is basically tteokbokki. Like it's essentially the main base of the dish is gochujang and rice cakes.
Oh, that sounds absolutely delicious.
It is definitely delicious.
Great. On a side note, I honestly, I actually knew what it was, but I wanted to know for the podcast. Our listeners should know what tteokbokki was. That's why I asked. I'm sorry. But yeah, I hope to someday really eat some soon. Where I tried. I had a friend who got me some kimchi, and I haven't tried it yet because I've heard such mixed reviews from everyone. People either love it or people either hate it. Have you guys ever tried kimchi?
I didn't
Yes, you didn't, Moza?
know. I don't know
No.
why.
Honestly, I have tried it, and it depends on the restaurant. In some restaurants, I didn't like it, but in other restaurants, I remember like devouring the entire like side dish of kimchi because it was so good. It really depends on the restaurant and how they cook it and how they marinate it. But if I could describe it, basically, it is like a very close dish to it would be malfouf. If Sarah, you know malfouf.
Oh no, I don't know what malfouf is.
It's basically a cabbage that we also use in Arabic dishes. So they use the same cabbage for kimchi. So it is the same essential ingredient.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, like more than 100 like type of kimchi and like each family have different like recipe.
Exactly.
Oh, whoa, that is so cool. Would you guys like to say anything else or add anything?
What I would like to say is thank you so much, Sarah, for basically choosing us, our club, to be interviewed for this podcast. Hopefully, we can use this like platform to endorse. Sorry, not sorry, endorse our club as well. Please, please, please visit our Instagram page as well as For anyone who's listening, try to join in our events. We're very happy to have you there. And you can always say that you've listened to the podcast, and you can come find me or Mouza, and we'd be thrilled to talk to you and maybe share more insight and, I mean, start this discussion, because the Korean entertainment and culture is all about unity. And I mean, fans have always been united and have always shared the same interests. So please do hit us up. Mouza Zaabi, would you like to say something?
I would like to say thank you so much, Sarah. Keep the hard work up. Fighting.
Yes, oh my God, no, thank you guys. Thank you a lot for speaking to me and for giving me such wonderful insights. And I thank you guys for all the hard work which you're doing as president and as vice president. You know, the bridging of cultures which you guys doing at your club and at your university. I think this is going to be great for our future as well as our future generations as well.